What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review, and we are finally doing not a Wei Iverson VOD review. We are doing a VOD review of a very, very special player, one of my favorite players in the world to watch. This is YBY1, the GOAT of Vietnam, and currently the almost GOAT of Project PBE, sitting here at rank 2 on the PBE, Project PBE Tier 1 ladder. The only reason why it's taken me this long to VOD review YBY1, and this is an excuse, but it's, you know, I want to be open with you guys, is that it's obviously a little bit harder to VOD review a new set in a different language, especially one that has the charms mechanic in it, because we're going to have to be looking at the Wisps every single shop and trying to determine what they actually are. I think I'm medium confident that I've had enough time on the set to be able to identify them just based on the numbers in them and the stage, but we'll see. So we start off this game, 3-cost duplicator here. You see YBY1 actually very, very quickly pointing at calculated loss here. He's also pointing at his, birthday reunion, because that's a great augment, but scouting the lobby, it honestly doesn't look that strong, but YBY1's board looks like a pile of garbage right now. So I personally wouldn't be looking at the birthday reunion, and I do think calculated loss makes a lot of sense in this exact spot that we're in. He does end up seeing trade sector here, which surprisingly actually grabs over the calc loss here, and I think he ran out of time. I think that was the one that gives a 2-star 1 cost, and I think he just ran out of time to pick up that charm, sadly, but hey. In any case, we can play this for now. I mean, in many ways, trade sector is calc loss minus if you're losing, but obviously calc loss plus if you're winning. You get the ability to, play for win streak here, which, I mean, if you guys have watched any of my YBY1 VOD reviews, you know this guy loves to win streak here. We crack open, wow, Artifactinate here, and we get some decent options. I do like Mittens a lot, and I think it does play into the game plan that YBY1 has here. And you might be wondering, okay, what are we playing from this spot? How do we, know already that we have a line here? Well, we've got some gold. We've got a duplicator. We've got an augment that's going to give us free rerolls this game. I think this is a very, very good game to play 3-cost reroll, especially from a pseudo loss streak opener. This is potentially going to be more of like a mixed streak opener, but 3-cost reroll definitely feels good from a loss streak opener. But yeah, I think we should play some 3-cost reroll, and I think we should play some good old Master Yi Adaptor reroll. This is a line that has popped off a lot recently, is becoming one of the dominant 3-cost rerolls in this like kind of 3-cost meta, and you see YBY1's just going to slam for it here. He's going to make the Titans. You really like some kind of CC immunity, as most Yis like, just allowing him to, continue auto-attacking unabated. Is that, I think that's, I'm using that word correctly. It's a little funny with Mittens, because Mittens already has like slow resistance, but hey, I mean, it's attack speed on top of Titans, which is not bad. And maybe YBY1 was hoping that he could like win a fight using this. But yeah, I mean, at this point, we've got 2 great E items. Just need to find a last one, which I like this sword a lot for. Could be Edge of Night, certainly. Could be like a real damage item. It's a little annoying that this guy exists in the lobby who has a portable forge onto Yi as well. So we'll see what that person ends up playing here. I am interested in how YBY1's actually playing this here. He's rolling every single round for just the free charm. That is how he's using this. It's interesting because he's not really rolling for many units here. We've hit most of our board, but he really just wants that charm every single round, especially the ability to find like a really solid econ charm. I mean, extra. I mean, we have this extra AD here, the little AD consumable on bench, which is really, really nice. You can get, obviously, we got 2 dupes already. We could get a 3rd dupe in this spot here if we find another one. Like there's a lot that you can find off of these, and so it's an interesting way to play it. But yeah, every single round he's just gonna roll. Sometimes he gets combat charm. This time he got tiny dupe, which is not really gonna do anything here, but it's something, and he's just gonna pivot this into a good board. Wow, the speed with which YBY1 makes the decision where he hits the upgraded unit. I thought we were going to sit actually lower level here, but he says, actually, with this upgrade, my board's pretty strong here. I can level for the Hecarim, play the Rakan on top of it, and potentially win a fight here. I mean, this is a YBY1 early game if I've ever seen it. Just playing very, very much, play it by ear, play the units that he sees, roll every single round. I mean, Trade Sector plays so nicely for that kind of crazy play style that obviously you wouldn't normally be able to do, and puts him into a pretty decent spot as long as this guy doesn't play Yi, but I will say they are looking like Yi. Now, I think a lesser player, more of a coward, certainly what I would do here is pivot out of this line. But because YBY1 thinks this line is so strong, he is actually just going to play Yi from this spot. He's going to make the Hextech Gunblade here, which is a very good kind of like healing item onto him. Better, honestly, than something like a BT, just because in a lot of early fights, you are going to allow for the main tank to receive aggro here, and so the BT's not going to be doing much. I like the Gunblade a lot because this allows it to heal up a main tank, especially one as tanky as this Vi that we have, who is going to be our main tank down the road. You will see once we get to the main board, but Gunblade up healing the Vi makes a lot of sense here. Next augment here. I don't know if I love CB that much. I mean, I don't really think it's this. I don't think the spell crit does that much either. We see nesting dolls here, which I think he is very excited about. And yeah, we are going to grab nesting dolls here, get an artifact that nests into some other good stuff here, get the dice roll one, and ooh, baby. I mean, we do see this was nerfed today, but we do see the fish bones here, which we can throw into the Yi for the range extender. And we're actually going to move Titans up to the front line. This is a really smart idea from YBY1. The idea being that Vi is a unit that cares about auto-attacking a bunch. And so the Titans is actually not too bad on her as a frontline tank item. You never see this these days, but I mean, it's reminiscent of like the old like Udyr stuff, you know, these like Titans frontliners. This is the only one that I've really seen. Obviously, we kind of had the Elise earlier in the set who built some of this kind of stuff, so it makes sense. We've seen this before. But yeah, this is going to be the board. We have the double dupes here, which I think is the thing that really gives the confidence to YBY1 to play this board. And he is going to team planner out the board, which is exactly this. We need a Grump in there, and we need a Sentinel on top. And that's the board. Let me frame by frame go back here by hitting the comma key. If you ever want to know how to do that on a YouTube VOD, try it out right now, I guess. But this is the board. Fits in 4 Adapt, which is really nice. Fits in 3 Rift Beast, which is a nice little +1. Invoker gets in here via the Kogmaw and the Sentinel here. You get Juggernaut in via the Scuttle Crab, and then Primal even comes in via Nidalee and Vi. This gives you a lot of stuff. Primal, I'm curious to see what Primal buff he goes for here. I think if you get it early, you definitely do go for items. If you get it later, I have played this from just like a healing one to provide more just like time for the board. But I'm curious where YBY1 goes with it. And he does have the Chain Vest open. I do believe this Chain Vest wants to be a gargoyle here. Really, really nice people just like solo frontline your Vi, have her go crazy, especially with the Titans as well. So that's what we'd like here. And we might even, we just barely are not going to get it here. So we're going to have to take something else. Could start building towards Nidalee items, and that might be what this bow ends up being. Nidalee or Rammus items. We know we are very likely contested, so we are going to roll down here to try to hit Yi2 this round, and we do find it and find the Nidalee here. Ooh, okay, so I mean, this is the earliest you'd ever see this, but I think his thought process is with nesting dolls, with everything we've got here, we actually don't really need more items, so we're gonna take the turtle one here, which, okay, so this does confirm in my head that this is what YBY1 thinks the best combat one is, which is the turtle. Makes sense, right? Tiger, not very good because your main carries are not these primal units, and then the attack speed one, I mean, usually have enough attack speed already onto the East. So you don't really need extra attack speed from the primal buff. So makes a lot of sense here, and this is gonna be the idea from Mr. YBY. So yeah, you can see though why he's so high on this comp. I mean, look at our spot here. We get the 2-star 3 cost here, which sadly is not what we wanted. We'd hope to high roll something a little bit better, but we sadly do not. But I mean, our board, I mean, we're playing 2 Rakan too. Is like, it's not the greatest board of all time, but this Yi unit, if you can find this Yi unit, especially Yi 2-star, it is near impossible to lose stage 3, and even early stage 4 it becomes quite hard to lose, just because this guy is a monstrous melee carry, and I mean that's what he's doing here, is just destroying everything, especially with these extra artifacts. I mean, we've also talked before about how he's really good with not only, you know, we have artifacts now, but with emblems as well, with stuff like Brawler Emblem. It is annoying because this guy ended up getting Priz Ticket, never what you want to see out of your contester. They're holding on to 5 Master Yis in this spot, 4 Kogmaws, 5 Kogmaws, and then 4 Violets as well here. So a little difficult, but hey, we can probably make it there with our double dupe copium. I mean, we do just need to find everything 2-starred, and then the board will be a little bit better here. We do reach the gargoyle, which we love here. Have kind of a funny like Nashor's IE that you could build onto the Nidalee. We hit, oh my god, we hit Primal Lux here, so we can fit this in. It's honestly not that crazy. He is gonna go for the, I honestly, that's a no, this is a tiger. Bear. That's bear form, right? Like I know what they do, but I'm gonna be real. Like, I mean, usually I just click on them based on the colors. But he's going for a bear form here, which is interesting. But I think, once again, he's just saying tiger form really doesn't do anything on this board. And honestly, Lux might have a shot at like executing a unit with this beam here. And that's going to be the idea. So cool little mid-game almost pivot from YBY1. I mean, he can play around this for now. I think it's a high roll, but it's honestly like not even that much of a high roll. Last augment here. He's just immediately, wow. That was really quick, but it makes a lot of sense going to take the glass cannon here with the idea that it's actually really, really good on this board. The damage jump onto everybody is going to be very, very nice here. And what's nice is we have a gunblade built already. So really easy stuff to not run the risk of, like, you know, normally you would take glass cannon and feel really scared if you don't have a healing item, but gunblade's the perfect healing item with glass cannon. We're at an 8 streak here, by the way. We'll see if it can go down now. The Nidalee as well, I feel like I've been so impressed with recently. I feel like early set AP Nidalee was just not it, but nowadays Nidalee is doing great work, and you can see a Nidalee on the other side also doing good work. The Yi trying to win this fight, but he got CC'd. That was a really unfortunate fight, actually. He just got like perma-CC'd by the blue buff, which sucked. We're gonna roll down here. All 2-star 3 costs in shop sadly does not hit anything. We do finally find the Sentinel, and so he is going to go for this play here, get the Sentinel in. Even though we do have to drop the Lux, which is a little bit sad, it's just Invoker for the whole board, and getting in Rift Beast for the board is good. And then we just Rift Beast Selector the Scuttle Crab. This is, you know, for the entire board, some healing when they drop low, which is really, really nice. Obviously, you're not going to put the Rift Beast buff onto the Grump, and I mean, the Sentinel buff is like okay, but also because Yi is a manaless champion, you're just always going to be giving it to the Scuttle Crab here, which makes sense. So yeah, we're 7-6 HP here for YBY1. This is why I think he loves this comp so much, is because, I mean, you're just so strong here. Even in this spot where he's disgustingly contested, we just still get to play it. He also does manage to finish the JG here for the Nidalee. This is amazing. This is her best build. JG Nashor's is very, very nice. You can also go Gwinsu's onto her. The Gwinsu's looks amazing in the statistics, but I do think it's JG plus either Gwinsu or Nashor's. You can honestly go, I think, like, JG Nashor's makes the most sense to me as the build, but Gwinsu's looks really good in the stats, I will say. So could definitely finish off with a Gwinsu here, or another Nashor's, we will see. And then the sword, I mean, it might end up just being like a GS or something to finish her items, though she does have that backline access, so GS should be like kind of meh on her. Hey, at least we're going to beat this guy who's also holding some Kogmaws, which is really annoying. So just another player holding your stuff. I'm pretty surprised, I will say, that we're still rolling here on 7. I thought for sure we would just push level and get that Lux back in, but it looks like he is very dedicated to this idea of going for 3-star. I think because we have the double dupe, right? If we only had 1 dupe, I think he would have given up on this a long time ago. But because we have double dupe, even though we're so contested, it is still hittable. I mean, look at this fight. We beat Losher's board there with just this Nidalee and with the Yi. I mean, these 2 units are just disgusting here, I will say. But yeah, I mean, it's becoming harder and harder to hit. That guy's 8 copies with the Pris ticket. I think there was someone else holding an extra 2 to make it even harder for us to hit. So I don't know. We might have to give up on this YBY1, but we will see here. We do get the option to build Gwinsu Shojin. I don't mind it. Just means we have to skip Heal Cut, which is pretty sad. Could go for the double Nashor setup as well, but yeah, I mean, I think he agrees. The Gwinsu makes a lot of sense. It's good synergy with Nashors, right? Attack speed means you're auto attacking more, which means you're getting more mana from the Nashors. So hey, the other player contesting us does finally hit. So now I think if even before it was, you know, kind of difficult, now it's just almost impossible to hit our stuff. But once again, our entire board just sitting here level 7, winning 5-1 here. We're 76 HP with this board. We can look to push 8. Holding the Hecarim as our next in here. It's just a Vanguard on this board. I mean, the dream is you find either a Taric or even like a an Ivern, or getting that Lux back would not be bad, but just some kind of Vanguard on this board. Quite surprised we are not going to level here. I think his idea is he's hoping that other player will die, seeing as they're only 22 HP. He really, yeah, he's going to scout here and just pray that this player takes a really bad loss. But I mean, honestly, that board that they're fighting is really, really weak. It's kind of okay because we're going to win as well. So we get to, you know, both of us, there's no like HP loss here, but it is very annoying. And does pick up an extra Yi, which I think makes him a little confident, a little bit of wave theory here, saying, hey, maybe we could roll down. Takes the TG, which A little surprised he opts to take TG. I feel like TG is not going to do anything here, but hey, it's some extra tankiness onto the Scuttle Crab here. Rotate into this guy who is playing this more like Morgana Nidalee board. YBY1 also played this. I kind of want to VOD review this as well because it looks really, really cool. And we are just barely going to end up losing to it. So hey, maybe that'll be my VOD review for tomorrow is like more Nidalee stuff because it honestly looks good. The contester wins another fight. They're the 4th place player here. Very annoying for us, but I mean, there's 2 things you can do when you're contested like this. Either you can just push levels, or you can wait for the other player to die and then roll after them. And we are certainly doing option 2, econing up to 100+ gold, just to try to just make as much time as possible here. Wait, let me test my might. What is this? Gain. Oh, this is 3%. This is 3% damage amp for every 10 gold you have, right? What the fuck? Wait, so he's getting 33% damage amp on his entire board. Wait, that's actually crazy work. I don't know if it's going to be enough to beat this board, but it would be cool. This guy also found Hecarim 3. My god. I mean, how rich are they? I mean, to be fair, though, he cuts down the entire board. We almost won this fight, man. If we had Nidalee 2, I think we would have won. That is insane, but just goes to show the power of it. And hey, top 4 secured for YBY1. I will say, we're sitting on a lot of gold here. I can't give YBY1 any advice. I mean, he's a beast, but I would say I don't think it would be the craziest thing in the world to push 8 here, but he is all in on just saving all of his gold here, waiting for this 22 HP player to die, and then rolling after them. The question is who can beat them? Hopefully somebody, because we have been losing every single fight to them, and we are a lot of the people that are alive, and they're going to win another win streak here. So I think we may have to give up the. He's still going to roll in 7. Oh my god, this is just how highly he thinks of the Yi. And also, I think the other thing at play here is he's saying, well, what's waiting for me on level 8? A Hecarim? I mean, it's not like there's anything crazy to play on 8, so I might as well still roll here, even when contested, which to me is crazy, but I mean, sometimes, you know the scene in Pirates of the Caribbean 1 when they're carrying the boat over their heads? They like dive under the water and then carry the boat over their heads to use as an air bubble, which is like, I'm pretty sure not physically possible, but they say, but the young William Turner in that film says this is either brilliance or madness, and that's what we're seeing here from YBY1 is either brilliance or madness. The 22 HP player is still live here, so we are going to have to continue to roll here on level 7, seeing if we can hit the rest of the board. We do have the ability to double dupe the Kogmaw here if we want it, but he is all in on this Yi because he's holding all of our artifacts. We're going to continue to roll down here, just not able to hit yet. 18 HP. He's not even going to dupe. He says, all I care about is the Yi. Kogmaw 3, who cares? I mean, to be fair, like, honestly, Nidalee 2 is probably better than Kogmaw 3, or at least close, whereas there's no comparison for this Yi 3. Really hoping that Gobo goes down here so we at least get a top 3 here, but Gobo will live here. So one more round to roll down. We just need 1 Yi and then we're there. Not seeing any great charms either. He's going to take an Econ charm here and roll down. Is going to actually sell the Scuttle Crab downgrade, and now he's going to sell the Kogmaws. Is going to continue rolling. In the last shop, he finds a Yi, but it's not enough in time. Oh, he could have actually double duped here, but sadly, YBY1 getting a little bit old, buddy. I mean, he was going to lose this fight regardless, but I mean, a valiant effort from YBY1 to try to roll down. And I mean, you can see how strong this comp is. 2 players contested it, and they went top 4 in a tier 1 Project PBE lobby. So, I mean, that's just enough said. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. Comment down below. I mean, I already said that. Check out my Twitch and my Metafy, and that's all we got. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.